Today's episode is sponsored by Graham's Windows and Doors. Graham's Windows and Doors are Yeovil's finest purveyor of windows, doors and conservatories. Get yourselves to grahamswindowsanddoors.co.uk. Check out the reviews. They speak for themselves. It's a lovely family-run company in the local area. That's grahamswindowsanddoors.co.uk. Now, on with the show.
Hi everyone.
Hello and welcome to the Steve Kalish Show. I'm Steve Kalish and I'm joined, confusingly, by George 1. George, are you okay?
George 1. Well, you used to call me Producer George, but I've noticed you've stopped doing that now.
Well, you stopped producing, so you lost the moniker, you lost the title.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
And by Georgie, George 2. Georgie, how are you doing?
Hi, I'm really good, thank you.
Yeah, good. Hey, thank you so much for joining us. I know it's an unusual, because we've only met once, very briefly. And now to be in a garage with two strange men with all these lights pointing at you and cameras.
It's quite overwhelming.
It's unusual. Yeah, it's unusual. but you're doing good.
Thank you.
For the new listeners, the Steve Kalish Show is about our re-education. I'm a stupid man. I didn't pay any attention in school, so I'm re-educating myself. I want to be a better father, a better fiance. My co-hosts, George, Lissy and Kev, they're on their own journeys too. George, how have you been?
I've been okay. Yeah. Well, we actually only saw each other 2 days ago. So, I did think this when we were like, our normal intro is, what have you been up to this week? But me and Steve have seen each other. So
we've enjoyed it at hip. We went to that Somerset Festival.
How was that? I did see you advertising it online.
Oh, yeah, it's good.
Is it good?
Yeah, we got messy. What the kids still say that?
You let your hair down.
We did. Yeah. We got. It was really, really good. We got really drunk. It was a sort of bonding experience for us as well, wasn't it?
It was.
Before, George and I met at McDonald's. We worked there years ago, and we've only podcasted since then. And then George got to be a part of me and all my group of friends, and we had a good knees up. I got very drunk. I was very unwell for a very long time after.
I think I still am.
I still might be drunk. Yeah. Still in my blood.
Yeah.
And Georgie, how about you, mate? How have you been? What's new? What have you been up to?
That's
like three questions in one.
Yeah. Where do I start? No, I'm really good, thank you. Really happy to be here. Thank you for having me. I've been up to all sorts, to be fair.
How's work?
Busy, grafting. It's really good. The studio, I mean, we took over, it'd be 3 years in November.
Wow.
Yeah, but it's gone so fast. It literally feels about 3 minutes.
Yeah.
But it's starting to get there. It's booming. It's really good.
Wow.
The clients are great. I've now got my sister with me too, which is lovely. So it's me, Jade and Shannon.
Yeah.
I've got an apprentice,
Whoa.
which I was like, when the hell did that
That's
happen?
very grown up of you.
I know. I feel like an adult. I'm supervising someone. Like, she's learning from me. It's crazy.
That's
which
really
is
cool.
a really wonderful experience. I think I really took that for granted when you're at school. It's actually really rewarding teaching.
Yeah.
It's wonderful.
Yeah.
I think it's great. And I'm really excited to be doing it, to be fair. And she's doing amazing. She's going to be better than me one day.
You got to knock her down a peg.
Yeah.
Wow. No? Oh, maybe I'm not a good teacher. So Georgie is a tattooist, very good, local tattooist. And my friend before messaged me before he came on saying, don't show Georgie your tattoos, make sure you wear long sleeves. And that's because I'm covered in the most random tattoos known to man. A lot of them are just names of people I don't even talk to anymore.
I think they're really nice.
It's a perfect opportunity for me to advertise my laser machine if you would like to get them off.
Is that your first thought was, let's get rid of that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm always in the business for cover-ups, but we've also got the laser machine there now.
Nice.
So.
Is that as painful as a tattoo?
The best way I can describe it is, when you're cooking an egg and the fat spits at you.
Yes.
Yeah, but you don't throw the egg away and go, bugger that. Like, carry on
product.
cooking it. You just kind of get through it. Like, it's a little bit like that for the first few zaps, and then it's fine. You get used to it. If you can have them put on, you can have them taken off.
Okay, yeah.
Do you think you could have one put on now, these days?
What, like, am I man enough to have one done now?
Yeah.
I've softened over time. Could I have one? Yeah, because I think the one on the back of my neck was really painful, and I think after that, and there was this sort of, and I don't agree with when people say, it didn't really hurt. People say tattoos don't really hurt.
Yeah, lies.
I've always said that.
Worst.
I've always hated the macho thing of going, got one on my dick, didn't really hurt, and you go, no, you fool, it all hurt. But the one on the back of my neck was like particularly painful. So I feel like after that, I could take a lot of the heat maybe, but I'd make, just because I've grown up doesn't mean I can make any better decisions. I would get another poor tattoo somewhere on me, you know what I mean? I'm just not very good at getting them
we all
done.
think they're great at the time, don't we?
Wow, I look so cool. Picture me, I'm 14, my shirt sleeves are rolled up at Bucklersmead School, and I've got ink. I was the talk of the town. I was a cool kid.
Yeah, fair enough.
I mean, it might not have been, I assume I was. So let's do the point of the show. What have we learned this week?
What have we learned? this week. Learning stuff is cool.
George Gunton, producer George.
Yes, thank you.
Let's start with you, mate. What have you learned this week?
I learned that you're right, and tattoos hurt. They hurt.
Yeah,
you know,
I don't. Your first one?
No.
Oh, you're good. Oh,
Yeah.
I see.
No.
I haven't seen enough of your body to.
They're
gauge.
mostly on my legs.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so I, wear jeans.
Oh
all year
yeah,
round
yeah.
'cause it
You were
rains.
drunk in shorts at the thing.
Yeah.
Tattoos.
Yeah.
I see. Very nice.
But yeah, they hurt no matter where they are. I thought a fleshy part on my chest. I thought it'd be all right.
No, it's
Hurts
quite
like hell.
sensitive,
Yeah.
I see.
I think it's worse for guys. I don't know if that's like
It might
a
be
lie, but I generally think, in my experience, women sit a lot better.
Do
I
they?
think they're just built for pain.
Well, they're gonna like push humans out of them and things.
This is,
Mm.
You know
this
I
is
mean?
what I'm saying.
Yeah, so
like,
men are,
don't get me wrong. You get some guys that come in and they're like unicorns, and I try and hurt them sometimes. And honestly, they just don't even flinch. It's amazing, and I'm jealous because I wish I could sit like that. But I generally think for guys it is a bit.
I
worse.
reckon. Do you reckon that when someone comes in to see like you or your sister or Jade, there has to be a sort of injection of testosterone where they go, I cannot show weakness.
100%. Yeah, I say we're probably the
best.
best people for you to come to because you're going to want to sit there and toughen it up.
Yeah, that's right.
Definitely.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
I don't know if I could do that. I'm like this the whole time. I don't care.
Yeah.
Oh, we
I
don't judge either way.
Yeah.
Yeah, what if you started crying? What if you weep and you start going?
When I got my
"Oh."
nose pierced, the woman was like, "Your eyes will water," and I'm like, "Nah, I'm pretty good with stuff like this." So she did it, and I was just like streaming down my
Well,
face.
even my ear piercing. So I had my ear pierced at Claire's Accessories in town.
Ooh,
And
scary.
they were rough with it. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
like,
was it with a gun?
yeah,
We don't
it was a
recommend
gun.
that.
Oh, no, how else do you do it? Do you do it like with like,
Proper
you know-
needle, proper proper
Wow.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's blunt force trauma with the other ones. It's like
Yeah, I did feel, and it was
Yeah.
right in the window of Claire's Accessories.
Oh,
so
you were-
one,
you were on
I,
screen.
I'm revealed to the world that I'm in Claire's Accessories, and two, I'm getting an ear piercing.
like a really strange version of Amsterdam.
Yeah, don't look at me. Yeah. So George, that was something.
I
suppose.
learned that I don't like being in pain. Still learning, still trying to learn Italian.
How's
I'd
the
love to
how's
do
the
that.
weight loss going? Because what we'll circle round to at some point is that both of you are on a sort of fitness and physical journey.
Well, you say that. I don't know about fitness. I've lost weight.
Oh, that's part of it though.
Wow.
It's a big part of it.
Yeah, I should be. You're
Yeah.
right, but mine isn't really. I just.
Maybe when you're at the place you want to be with your
Yeah,
body.
I think that's what I want to do. Yeah, I want to hit my goal weight and then try
Build
and
confidence first.
Yeah. Because like I didn't want to be the fat guy that goes into a gym
For your self-esteem.
So, yeah. So I wanted to walk in at a certain weight and then be like, yeah, let's get on.
But
the weights.
that's why I go at like 4 in the morning or half 4 in the morning because I'm self-conscious about it. And you go, and then if you go any later than that, like say I try to go in about 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and there's just teenagers.
Yeah.
Just they're all
Yeah.
magnificent and muscular.
I steered
and,
away from commercial gyms. I just do privates now.
Yeah.
I find it so much better. I do private PTs with like Shred It with JJ. She's amazing.
Oh,
She's
yeah?
so good. But
Do you find that you work better then because someone's there
work
to?
so much harder with someone telling me that I've got to do it and I'm
Yeah.
paying them money. So it's
Yeah.
like you
Yeah.
want to
Yeah.
do it. Do you
I
know
can
what I
get
mean? You
behind
don't
that,
want to
yeah.
miss a session or
And I wonder if like sometimes I'm at the gym and I'm procrastinating. Like I'm trying to get I spend an extra couple of minutes getting the bar set on the thing. I don't want to lift it. I'm going, oh, is that right? I'm gonna quick polish the thing off. Yeah, just to procrastinate. But if someone was there, I suppose I'd find that a little bit more intimidating. I reckon if someone was there yelling
Would
things at me. I
you?
suppose. Maybe I'm not sure.
I do steer you on a bit. Like when she
Yeah.
knows when I'm slacking.
Yeah,
You know, and she's there to be like, come on, G.
yeah.
I
I
love
see
it.
what
It's
you're
a
saying.
vibe.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. So what have you learnt this week, Georgie?
So I've been learning a bit more about spirituality. Is that the
Sure.
right
Yeah,
word?
it is,
yeah,
yeah.
and the connections with the universe and stuff.
Oh,
It's
man.
so
Here
fascinating,
you go.
and I wasn't very open-minded to it because I think when you first hear of stuff like that, you kind of think, oh, weird hippie
Yeah,
kind of.
hippie
That's
stuff.
right.
But
Yeah.
honestly, now that I'm into it, I'm locked in.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I've fully sunken into this deep pit of it, and it's absolutely amazing.
And where's that come from? You think is that from trying to explore more about yourself? And trying
Yeah,
to
I
learn
think
more?
so. I think when you go through stuff and you're trying to rewire your brain and things, I think you find yourself being really disconnected.
Sure.
Disconnected from yourself and disconnected from the earth and stuff. And I think when you start looking into stuff like that, it gives you a bit more of like a sense of a purpose.
How do you like sort of practice it and do it? Do you do like yoga and meditate and that sort
Yeah,
of thing?
so I've been doing, fitness wise for health journeys and stuff, I think it's so important. I always say gym for your body, therapy for your mind.
Yes.
But we've been doing I do normal PTs. I do pole fitness as well. I do Pilates, and also like semi-meditation stuff.
Yeah.
Do boxing as well, which I think is great. It's great discipline. It's a gentleman's sport. I quite enjoy that one.
It's a gentleman's sport.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's great.
I've always wanted to box.
Yeah.
Always. Yeah.
And maybe when you're ready.
Yeah.
Come to the gym.
That'll be my thing. Yeah.
That'd be great.
Look at you. Yeah, that's good. Yeah. And so do you meditate and stuff as well?
Yeah, I do meditation. Obviously, I do therapy as well, which I'm not shy about talking about at all. I think everybody should do it.
I think it's criminal. Everyone should do it.
Yeah, I don't know why it's so taboo.
Yeah, it's crazy. It should be the thing that everyone should, even if it's like once a month check in. It should be like, even in school, you should have a counsellor at school for everybody.
100%.
Yeah,
I agree. I think as well, being like when you're doing all these things like your meditation, your fitness, you're trying to just be healthier and stuff, you're almost like aligning yourself correctly, like you said earlier. And I think you must, when you like yourself, when you enjoy yourself and you enjoy what you do, I think as long as you are always authentically you will always attract what aligns. I think it's quite important for a woman as well, when you are that way inclined, your intuition comes into play so much, and it's wild. And this is why I really like the whole universal thing, because like you say, everything's connected.
And I think there's something to be said for, we can slip into, especially if you're subject to some kind of trauma, and then you have trauma response for a couple of years where you're drinking too much, or you're not in a good place, or your brain is switched over into a sort of survival mode, and you don't even really realize it till you're out of it. And then so I suppose spirituality is a very good way of going, okay, it's almost like a meditation, especially, it's like a MOT for your brain. So you're able to go, okay, I'm not really being myself here. I'm a bit self-conscious, I'm a bit withdrawn and reserved. I wonder. And me and my partner last year, our son was sick for about a year. It was horrible. And then afterwards, only then, we were like, John, where have we been for the last year? We haven't been ourselves, because you've shut down right to a very thin version of who you are just to survive and get through. And only when it's ebbed away and eased, you then go, bloody hell, my personality is over here. That's what it is. I forgot what it was. And and then you return to yourself. And you can avoid that by meditative practices and making sure you stay connected to whatever core self. But my problem is always, I don't know what my core self is most of the time, because I spent many years trying to be a chameleon for everybody else, or trying to be, Chandler from Friends, or trying to be Jim Carrey, that I actually forgot for a long time what my actual personality was.
And this is where the disconnection comes in. You have to always go back to the roots and stay connected to yourself. And I think you have to make sure that there's no negative energy coming in. And if you can sense that, you need to pinpoint it exactly where it is and
kill them.
For sure. No, for sure. 100%. Cut it out. Cut it out. Like I always say, you should always surround yourself with people that want more for you, not more from you.
Yes, that's right.
And surroundings are a huge part of it as well. With any sort of meditative health journey, your surroundings and the people you have around you are huge.
I find as you get older, you sort of whittle down your groups around you, if you're wise enough to whittle down the groups around you to people who prop you up and who you want them to win, and vice versa. And that really helps to
definitely. Like I still slip up now, like obviously going through stuff. I think like last week I had a bit of a wobbly, I was in a bit of a manic episode, and I know now that messaging your close ones are the most important thing. And I messaged them, I said, just let you know, having a bit of a time. Every day since last week they have messaged me every single day, making sure I'm okay, calling me every morning, just bigging me up all the time. I had a lovely voice note from one of my clients as well that I spoke to in the week, and she's like, just wanted to voice note you to say like, I hope you have a great day. And I just think that's magical. It really boosts you. And I think that's so important. And I think it's really important when nowadays a lot of people, when you're having a bad time, will go, come to the pub, mate, have a beer, do you know what I mean? And I think you just got to really steer away from it. It's poison.
I think it helps to like, my personality is very, very wild,
very addictive personality. ADHD, right?
One of many things, man. My brain is a fucking mixed bag of all kinds.
A little bit of autism in there somewhere.
So people keep telling me.
I can sense it.
So I've been accused of that by everybody. My fiance yesterday she goes, look at this, and as a video she'd just been filming me, and then I'd sometimes, because I'm very focused on this sometimes or other things, I get distracted by the universe and things we're trying to consider. And as a video of me, I'm on the bed, my son's trying to get my attention, and I'm just singing to myself, but staring at the ceiling, but deep in thought, not realizing what I was doing. And then she goes, where were you? Do you know? 8 minute period where he disappeared. I was like, I don't know, trying to solve a mystery problem. probably. And so I have to kind of go, oh yeah, I can't do that all the time because my son's trying to get my attention. So I need to be sort of present. And I tell you, parenting is you haven't got a choice sometimes. You have to because I think, oh God, if my son turns out anything like me, he could be in real trouble. So I've really got to guide.
At least he's got the best guide for it.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Yeah, 100%. Because you know.
Yeah, I've done all the terrible. I always say there's nothing he can do. What could he possibly come home and
Little
say? I'll go, oh, I've been there, I've done that thing. So yeah, that's the great sort of grounding thing.
I can't wait to have kids.
Oh man, it's the best.
Oh, but I bet it's wonderful.
Oh, I can't tell you. Even when it's not like I said, he was poorly. Still not probably right with that. It was really chronic tonsillitis. But if you've got a good unit, if you and your partner, like me and Misha, were so close and we're so good, that's unshakable. So you just go, okay, it's horrible. And it's horrible being tested. We haven't slept for a little while, but we still love each other. Everyone's okay. Let's reevaluate the universe.
That's what I mean about people around you.
Yeah.
When you've got the right ones, you can get through anything.
Oh, that's it. Yeah. And so you get you don't get as worried and as scared. And when you got a child to look after you, I always say it's like, I've got a life. I need to take care of this life. It needs me for things. And so you step up, and then you suddenly have to be more of a grown up.
Definitely. I think that was quite a huge thing for me. Like during my process, was I never had any responsibilities. And I think that really kept me in like a really silly place. And then obviously it was only when I started like getting a few more, like got the studio that I can't mess that up. I ended up getting a car, getting a dog, things like that. And I have to go home to my dog. He needs feeding and loving. And I think these things really keep you grounded.
Yeah, that's a good way of looking at it. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Hey, we got heavy quickly then, didn't we?
Sorry.
That's good. No, that's good.
What have you learned this week, Steve?
I've learned a great many things. I've learned can't brain. What have I learned? I've learned, I learned all sorts of things. I'm learning sort of, I'm reading that book about survival stories. I'm reading another book about World War II. I've hit the stage where, men go down one way where, at some point you get into World War II.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
You can't help it. It's like in your biology, some sort of in that
either that or golf.
Yeah, luckily I steer away from golf.
I couldn't see you playing golf.
No, because it's too physical.
Yeah.
But I got lots of friends that are into golf, and the way they talk about it so passionately, enthusiastically, really turns me off to it. Yeah, I don't appreciate your joy, I say to them. So instead of going the World War II route.
Yeah, okay.
But I suppose in general, things that I've learned. God, nothing too specific. I mean, in general, I went to the gym this week. I had like a week off, but not because I had anything planned, just because Leah was sick, because we were going to bed so late. I used that as an excuse, and I was really annoyed because I could have gone. You know what I mean? But I want the extra sort of 40 minutes in bed, and so it's the constant tussle with. Am I being lazy, or am I actually giving myself the rest you need?
I did exactly the same. Basically, since Friday, I haven't done any exercise. Yeah. And every time, when I've had the opportunity, I'm like, I just feel really tired. Oh, the weekend took it out of me.
That conversation with yourself is important.
Well, I do. It is important, and a lot of the time, I do think there's a certain amount of resistance you should put up yourself. You are going to procrastinate. You are going to not do the thing that you should be doing. But at the same time, listen to your body. Listen to what your mind is telling you. Why is it telling you shouldn't be doing it? Why is it telling you you're too tired? Turns out, actually, I am too tired this week.
I would say you're only human at the end of the day.
Yeah. So I think it's important to listen to what your body's telling you. Why is it telling you that thing?
And I think I've never been helped. Me and my brothers were raised by my mum, and I've never been helped by the fact that the voice in my head is a motherly voice, right? So what I need is a fatherly voice to say, "Come on, get out of bed." But instead I got my mum's voice going, "Oh, you're all right. You're all right. Come on, baby. Oh, you're doing fine." I go, "Yeah, I'm doing fine, thanks, Mum." And that voice in my head is a maternal one looking after me. And what I'm trying to make is, I was trying to say to myself, what would you say to Leo? So I've got, I've talked about this before, is fathering yourself. So I've got to father myself sometimes and go, come on, you always feel better. You don't want to go to the gym, but you always feel better afterwards. It's good for your mental health. It makes you a better father and fiancé. Have that conversation. But I'm not very good at having that conversation because I go, no, leave me be.
I'm far too easy to be like, I probably shouldn't actually. Yeah, no, I'm all right with that. Yep, signed off. I'm not doing that tonight. I find it way too easy.
So what I've learned is I need to have a much better relationship with the voice in my head, and then not be so motherly with myself and be much more fatherly. But I don't know what that means really, because I'm quite
You're
gentle.
More assertive.
Yeah, maybe that. Yeah. Maybe. Do you like David Goggins? Have you come across David Goggins on your journey yet?
Oh, no, not yet. Have you opened me up to it? Mine's something I've learned this week now.
You're welcome in advance, right? But David Goggins essentially is this he's this like Navy SEAL who, like, for a while he held like the pull-up record. He runs ultra marathons, and he's the most motivational guy in the world, but with no sort of airs and graces. So he's going, "Get up, bitch! It's your birthday. You think you're gonna sit?" And he's really like he'll shout at you. His books are incredible. Essentially, he was abused his entire sort of childhood, and instead of making that into a weakness where he could use that as an excuse to,
I love that
drink.
mindset.
And, he turned
Yeah.
himself into a Navy SEAL, a ranger, an ultramarathon runner, just like one of the hardest blokes on the planet. And his
Amazing.
book is incredible. So I've listened to so much of him now that his voice is sometimes in my head.
That's
so
good.
Sometimes I've got to go, I'm sorry, David, to myself in my brain. I have David Goggins go, get out of bed, bitch. And I'm going, I don't want to get out of bed, David. so the mother and David Goggins are really warring with each other right now. So
That's a party in your head.
yeah.
tiring.
definitely
So
is.
tiring. Yeah.
Do you know, I'm quite erratic though. I find I'm quite erratic. I have to go to the gym. Like like when a dog gets the zoomies. Like if I don't go to the gym twice a day, I'm erratic. I don't sit still.
Yeah, it's good to channel it like that, though, isn't it? I suppose.
Yeah.
But I do this. Like my goal is to be like the best podcaster on earth.
100% gonna
Which
get that.
I think so. I'm very determined
Manifest
to do
it.
So what I do is I channel all of my aggressive energy or manic energy or ADHD energy into this. Do something creative, build, and that's what I try and do. But sometimes it just comes out. Sometimes I just go for a walk for 11 miles with no
I
shoes
say
on.
it's always worth doing though because you never know
Yeah.
if you didn't do it at all.
Hey, we're making good progress at the minute. We're slowly sort of. The last few episodes have been bangers. to
I
be
love
fair.
it. I quite enjoy it.
Yeah,
I
that's
got you on
good.
the TikTok. My
The
friends, my
TikTok.
friends would tell
What,
me off
grandma?
for saying that. Yeah, I said it earlier. I went on, the Dewberries, and they were like, "What?" I was like,
I see
"I'm
you're doing
sorry."
well with the TikTok. You're on
The
TikTok.
TikTok. I'm trying. I've had it for like a month, I think.
Yeah, you got
I'm
as
just
many
getting
followers.
used to it.
You got more followers than we have now. And I've been slogging away at that thing for about 18 months. So you're really conquering it.
My apprentice, she's really good on it, and she's been showing me because she's like Gen Z.
Oh yes.
Yeah, so like they're really good at it, and I'm
got
just
it.
so bad. But she mostly makes all my videos and tells me
If
what
it
to
works.
post. Yeah, it
Yeah,
works.
there
I
you
think
go.
it's working
All
anyway.
my friends are all fogies. I didn't know anything about technology. I've got to rely on my lack of knowledge to try and do it. But once we started doing like this, the questions, you saw on TikTok, who'd win in a fight, Dumbledore and Yoda,
Yeah.
those sort of things. Very rarely actually make it into the episode, but they make for really good content, and then sometimes the listeners spill into the episode. So that's it's slowly working.
Leo
Good.
will be old enough one day, and he can just do it.
Well, yeah, he'll be.
Yeah,
I reckon
he'll be in the know,
Yeah, I reckon they're born maybe with just such a much more intuitive sense of technology.
and
maybe,
we'll
you know.
be, we'll be old at that point. We won't have a chance.
Yeah, we will be. Yeah,
Yeah.
technology will get better as we get older, and we're going to fall away from it. Aren't we, I
yeah,
suppose?
yeah.
Or it
Um,
gets scarier.
Yeah, probably. Do you know what's just scary about the world? It's like when you hear the news before, when you go, oh, there's some kind of conflict abroad, there's some kind of disease, and you go, oh, that's sad, and then switch away from it. But with a child, you go, whoa, everything's terrifying. Oh my god, this bomb's wet, and it's really scary. And I find myself going like, oh, how the hell am I supposed to raise a child in an environment I don't really understand
Censor him
anymore?
from everything.
Yeah,
Not
but I
good.
think like to protect him from that sort
We'll
of
have to
stuff.
be in the
growing up
army
and-
eventually. With this rate.
Oh, if the government have their way.
Oh,
in the
we could be
military.
going there.
Yeah, I guess so.
Don't get
yeah.
me started on him.
Yeah,
That man.
Yeah. But then I do think, I wonder if some kind of military intervention would have saved me about 10 years of
with
drug
me.
addiction and
Yeah.
alcoholism,
Yeah.
probably. So, but yeah, so no, I don't want my son to go to the military. Just government,
No.
leave my son alone, Lord. So we have some specific questions.
Okay.
This is where we get into the core of who you are and who we are. It's a fan favorite section, Nebulous Questions.
Nebulous questions. I got questions for you. I really should pay someone to write jingles for me.
George.
Would you rather find a person or 1,000 cockroaches in your attic?
That's a good one.
Is he paying rent?
He's a freeloader.
He's a freeloader.
And what he's doing is he's sneaking down after dark. You don't know he's up
Yeah.
there. He's a mysterious freeloader. You don't know he's there. He's sneaking down after dark. He's stealing your food and he's scurrying back up there.
Okay.
He's
So-
an invader.
Yeah.
Or
I-
1,000 cockroaches?
I'd have to go with the person because I feel like I could probably take on one person. I ain't taking on one spider, let alone 1,000 cockroaches.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Not
I
a
see.
chance.
You're boxing the person, and the 1,000
Wow,
cockroaches are an
I
issue.
probably wonder why. Is it a guy? Any
A person?
I'd say
a
guy.
person?
I'd say
a guy?
Yeah.
Yeah. Bit strange.
If it's a guy
Bit
for
scary.
you, yeah. Well, I mean, if it's a guy for me, it's pretty scary, actually. I think
Yeah, I don't want a man in my.
Yeah.
That'd be horrible. That'd be horrible. Yeah, I think that. That is trippier, isn't it?
Yeah.
But then I think the trippy thing is discovering him. How do
Yeah.
you suddenly discover?
Yeah, you open in the.
Yeah, is it like, is
attic.
he jumping out at me? Or
Yeah, you're going.
Or
"I'm
he's
gonna
just like
He's
eating
just
a
sledding
sandwich.
now.
Like,
go." He's sat on a picnic
all
box.
right.
Like,
Yeah.
is he gonna like? Can he at least do the washing up? Is he gonna pop down and help now and
Yeah.
then?
Well,
Because I have a lot of blue jobs that need doing.
or maybe you could strike a deal.
Yeah. Look, I don't know you're here. It makes no odds to me. Just please hoover once
Yeah.
in a while.
Okay, that's a different take. I wasn't expecting. That's a good one. That's what you're doing. Is you're going, huh, hey, wait a minute. Perhaps we can strike some kind of deal here. Yeah,
I
maybe
have
you do that.
uses for you.
So maybe that's a good way of doing it. I reckon I would rather the cockroaches, I think, because I can get someone else to come in and tackle the cockroaches. Whereas if there's a man in my attic, I have to go around the day knowing there's a man in my attic and I'm not sure what to do with it. I mean,
Well,
Yeah,
you could
that's
technically you could get someone else to deal with the stranger in your attic.
Yeah,
Because
but
there's normally a
it's not
number
like-
you
you
would
can't go
call for
online and
that.
go Google manintheattic.com.
Would you just
whereas
not?
like,
Would you just not call the police?
oh, they're those guys.
The thing is, would you lock him in there, or would you get out the house and lock the door?
Are we assuming he's violent? Is
Yeah,
that what
like
we're
what-
going to assume? He's a murderer, right?
Well, I don't know. Just flesh this character out. We're workshopping. I really like this. Yeah. So maybe he's a ne'er do well. Maybe he's found himself up there. He's got nowhere else to go, and he can get aggressive if provoked.
Right. Okay.
Okay, so maybe the police. I've forgotten
Yeah.
about the police.
Yeah.
The police are handy.
Those guys.
They're like cockroach exterminators, but for people. No, I don't want the man up there scared. The thought even scares me. No.
Fair play. I couldn't do bugs.
No.
And that's a lot of bugs. That's not like a small. That's not like saying a few
that is
cockroaches
massive.
flying
Yeah,
around.
yeah.
That's a lot of bugs.
Oh,
You know, like that
that's
scene from The Mummy where
That's
the
exactly
beetles.
what I was
That's how
thinking,
I feel when you open
yeah.
the attic door or the hatch. That is what's going to happen. Just covered.
Oh, and it goes right in his mouth.
Yeah.
and
No.
everything.
See,
Ooh. Yeah. What a great fucking
man's
movie
not seeming so bad now.
That's right. Yeah. No, I can deal with the man. Yeah.
It's still pretty weird.
No, I can deal with the man. No, yeah, because that scene from The Mummy where it goes right in his gob and you're going to shoot him up his bum and everything because they go everywhere, don't they?
Yeah.
So I'm going to, yeah, maybe you're right. Okay, I can deal with the man. I'm going to the man. I'm calling the police.
Okay.
That's very sensible of you.
Yeah.
I do that too.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Hey, look at that. Look, we did it, George.
I'm going for the cockroaches.
Oh yeah.
Are you?
Yeah.
Fair.
What you'd rather have the cockroaches than the man?
Hey, wait, it depends. If they're going to do the mummy scene,
Yeah.
like that would.
Yeah.
Obviously,
Horrifying.
Yeah.
Just end it now.
Whereas if they're just going to sort of disperse amongst the house, I'd probably, you know.
Oh no, not disperse them amongst the house.
Yeah, but I mean, I'll get someone out to deal
so
with
you go into
them,
bed
but-
and there's a cockroach in
No,
it.
well,
and
no,
then,
because I would just leave.
Oh no, George! Good heavens! No, I can't have him. No, the thought of him dispersing around the house is even worse than having him isolated in one zone. No, that's terrifying.
If they're doing the mummy thing, I'd rather the person because I
Yeah.
reckon I could probably have a bit of a punch up.
Are you still going with person? No, did you change to person?
I'm flip flopping because
You
I
flip
can't say.
flopping, yeah. Because I feel like if they're going all over you, there's no way, man, no way.
Yeah,
Cockroaches is pretty harmless to people, though.
yeah, but
I mean, it's
they're
gross.
Not if they're in your
Yeah.
orifices.
You don't
yeah,
know your
very
orifices,
true,
mate.
yeah.
If they're getting all
Yeah.
up in your orifice, you're in trouble.
Yeah, all right. Man, it is then. Are we man all round then?
I don't know.
Person.
Yeah, well, yeah, 'cause, you don't want him up in your. What's the singular of?
What if the man's in your?
Does he know that I'm there? Like when I find him, does he know that I found him?
So you can,
'Cause
like,
that could be a fun game.
What if you sneak? Oh right. So suddenly,
Yeah.
So he's going. Someone's sneaking around in his house. I've stolen.
Is someone sneaking in my attic?
Yeah, maybe you go up there and you open the attic and he's sat in a picnic box, drinking tea, or sort of reading the newspaper. I don't know why the picnic box is crucial to my
Yeah,
my
it is,
imagery
yeah.
of this
You've
man
really-
in the
really
attic.
created that, yeah.
It doesn't work if he's not sat in a picnic
Yeah,
box.
yeah.
So he's sat on the picnic box drinking tea and he doesn't know you've seen him.
Yeah.
So you've got all the power now.
I've got. This is a good situation. I
Yeah.
feel like we could handle this really
So maybe
well.
you could sneak a note up there if you still want to do the negotiation thing. I know you're here. Don't be alarmed by my presence. I
This
know
is
you're
just
there.
an invoice.
Yeah, yeah, you owe me some money. That's where my bread's been going. Yeah. Hey, I think we really did a good job of that one. I think we really got to the bottom of
Okay,
it.
all right.
What's next, George?
Would you rather have a minute-long conversation with your past self or your future self?
I love this
That's
question.
a good one.
So right, are we talking time travel? Because as long as there's no butterfly effect, like
You can't affect.
not
anything
affecting
else.
nothing.
Nope.
Just you as the person.
Yeah, it's totally isolated. You
Yeah.
can't give even if you say to your past self, "Don't do this," they won't remember afterwards. Say
Okay,
that.
fabulous.
Yeah.
Okay, so then I would have to say past self. I'd have to offer some advice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Try
definitely.
and guide a little bit more. Try and lead
Yeah,
the way.
definitely, 100%. Because I feel like if I was going to talk to my future self, I would just be asking for all the cheat codes, and I don't want the cheat codes.
Oh yeah.
And could you imagine, right? Get this: if you met your future self and they didn't seem okay,
Oh, what? Yeah, yeah.
do you know what I mean? I'd be like,
Yeah.
oh, what's happened?
Yeah.
Whereas if You
That's
feel back
very
as
much the
good.
reaction my past self will have to me now. I go, Jesus,
What happened to you? Yeah.
good Lord, God, that's what's going to happen now. I'm afraid.
Yeah.
Yeah, good answer.
What advice would you give your younger self?
Well, always it's sad what I say, but we've had this sort of conversation before.
We have.
And I always say to my I will always say to my past self, she's coming, she's on her way. Do you have to wait much longer? You know,
I love that.
she's here and she loves you. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I always say.
That's
So
good.
because the past me was always looking for validation in all the wrong places, and I was a bit of a hoe bag, bit of a drunk, bit of a scoundrel, and because the core thing that I was missing was comfort, love, support. And someone
From a good woman.
for a damn good woman, and being able to give those things in
Yeah.
return, and it sort of puts you in your place as a man. I think it makes you feel like you're needed and wanted,
Yeah, it's
and
good.
also there's nothing I can do. I feel like there's nothing I can do that would fuck that up too badly. And we've got each other. So I would say to my past self, you have to wait much longer. She's coming sooner or later. That's what I would say.
I love that.
So, yeah.
So nice.
What about you? What would you say? Would you talk to your past self or your future self?
My past self is pretty boring.
I much prefer your past self to your current self. Your past self was
well, actually, I say he was boring. He was pretty wild.
your past self was good people.
But I'm trying to get back to my past self now.
Oh, I see.
That's part of my growth, is finding myself, because I was more of a genuine person
Okay.
that I feel years ago than I am now. I moved away from my genuine self, and now I'm trying to sort of find him again.
I wouldn't say find him again, because I feel like you need to have a rebirth.
And I am.
Yeah, like
This
it's
is- yeah,
brand
thi-
new.
I'm-
Always look to
I'm
your past
in-
self for
Yeah,
lessons
Yeah.
and stuff, but I think
Yeah.
brand new.
Yeah, baby.
Like I always say, when you get down, a rebirth, like a phoenix growing again. Do you know what I mean? Come back better than ever.
Going out Saturday and having a drink was part of that. I'm still going through that process since I started the podcast, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, January 2023. So I'm still going through that rebirth.
Yeah. Okay,
So there's not really much point talking to my past self, because I'm already doing it. I'm already like, all
very
right.
profound answer, George.
Yeah,
Very
yeah,
profound
yeah.
answer.
So I'll go future, I guess.
Oh, what? I talk to your future self.
Yeah.
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 Ask him about the podcast, will you? Ask him.
Yeah,
how
all right, yeah. I'll let you
I'm
know.
too busy trying
I was
to.
gonna say, would you ask for the cheat codes?
What I asked.
Well, no, because you might fuck it up.
Yeah.
yeah,
I think I
this
remember,
if you
like,
know.
yeah,
you
yeah.
will.
Yeah.
What would I don't know what I would ask. It's a 1-minute conversation as well.
Or maybe.
How's it
yeah,
going?
Yeah, yeah. I see what you're saying.
If I keep going,
How's it going?
Is-
You
am
feel
I
it
all
worth
right?
it?
you feel like you're blowing the opportunity if you just got,
Yeah.
right, you're doing, yeah, pretty good. Yeah, then
But
the
that's
minute passes.
the honest truth. That's probably what I would do. Like, oh, all right, mate.
Yeah. Oh, I see.
This is weird.
Yeah, I suppose so. I suppose that magical power is sort of squandered on you, really, isn't it, George? So,
yeah.
So,
Sorry about that.
so hey, that's a good
That's
one.
a very good answer.
Good answer.
Yeah. Okay. Every time I'm like, fuck.
Doing really good.
There's no wrong answer, is there? That's
No.
part of
No,
it.
it's
Isn't it?
chat. Chatty.
It's nice, chatty. It's good.
Yeah, it's good.
Good
Right.
vibe.
Next one. Ready?
Hit me.
Ready.
Would you rather everything you drew came to life, or the power to read people's minds?
Let's ask the artist.
Right. So when I draw, is everything I draw coming to life, or can I switch it on and off?
It's everything. You can't control it.
No, that's a terrible idea.
Oh,
That
it's
is
dark.
a terrible idea. The things we draw and tattoo, and they would be monstrous.
Like,
You would be opening Pandora's box if
do you
all of
want-
that came alive.
Yeah, I see. Do you know what my favourite sort of theme of tattoo is? Isn't like, for some reason, I find this a lot when I was travelling up sort of like the northeast of the UK, is you always get like edgy 50-year-old dudes with like, it's a vampire with boobs. it's that sort of thing. So the world would just be overrun with heavily boobed vampires. Maybe.
There's the Betty Boops and Tasmanian Devils running
Yeah,
around.
loads of that stuff.
Yeah.
Plenty of Pokemon, real life Pokemon.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah,
And Pokeballs, potentially.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
We do a
whole
lot of
thing.
horror though. I love doing like horror portraits, like
Oh yeah.
like black and grey realism and stuff. But
Did you
like,
want to do
all the
David
scary
Attenborough?
stuff. Pardon?
Did you want to do David Attenborough? Did you do David
Oh
Attenborough?
no,
tattoo?
I drew David Attenborough. I
So he'd
haven't
come
tattooed
by.
him yet. I would love to.
So you could preserve him forever.
I could do that.
But
That would
also
be magical.
all the horrifying ones that you do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you'd have to be really selective in what you drew then, because if everything's coming to life, surely
Yeah.
would I use my powers for good?
So you're a supervillain, or whatever it was. You're drawing stuff, and you come to life.
Yes. No. Yeah. If I would use them for good or evil,
or
and you
or
have to be
read
so
people's
selective.
mind. That's a good power.
Yeah, the trouble is with that, like I've heard enough. Sometimes I turn my hearing aids down. Like I don't. That would be a lot. And I'd imagine if you can't turn the drawing off, you wouldn't be able to turn
That's
the
right.
reading
Yeah,
of
it's
the
on all
minds
the
off.
time.
It would
yeah.
be yeah, that's way too much.
Yeah.
That some things should stay private.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And do you know what? When you get really good at like mindfulness and stuff like that and more connection, you can kind of get telltale signs to read people's
Absolutely,
minds
yeah.
anyway.
Yeah, yeah,
like
yeah.
your military guy that you were talking about, he would be able to do that to
Yeah.
a certain extent.
I would say that one of the few good things I've been good at in my life, one of the few skills I have, and there aren't many. It's a very short list. One of them is I'm very good at, but very quickly. I wonder if it's a trauma response from when I was a
Absolutely.
kid. Is very quickly being able to go, this is a good person with a good energy. But you can say the language is the same. You can say, oh, good energy, bad energy. But that vocabulary just means my subconscious is doing all the work to figure out quickly whether you're a threat to me, threat to my future. I'm very good at very quickly sussing out if someone is someone I could be friends with and connect with, or not. And that feeling, and now I'm older, I never ignore that feeling.
No,
there's always a nagging
always go
feeling
with
of,
that gut feeling.
Something about this dude isn't right. And,
Yeah.
and so I'm very good at, I think, making people feel comfortable, making people feel relaxed. But I'm very good at gauging people.
I think
so-
I'm very, very good at that now. I used to be terrible at it,
Yeah.
but now really good. I can see a streak in people sometimes, and I think you need to watch that.
Yes.
But if I fancy you, can't see it. Totally blind to
Blind
it.
Lust
Gone.
goggles, lust
yeah,
goggles.
lust goggles straight on. I'm terrible for that, but
yeah. Well, that's actually I've always been exactly the same.
Me
If I look
too.
back over my dating history and I go, what on earth was I doing there? It's because you've gone, hey, you're attractive. And that's all I need, all right? Visually, you look great, and there's no more to do any more research other than that. I don't need to dig any deeper. And then someone's throwing something at me a few months later. So yeah, I remember going out with a girl, and she threw a chest of drawers right at me.
who's she?
Strong girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, not just drawers. I mean a drawer. Sorry, she was going out with the Hulk.
Good evening.
And she was actually 6'8". She might have been a man. I'm not sure, but she was. I meant a drawer from the chest.
Okay,
is what
yeah.
I meant. A chest of drawers. Yeah, she's very strong.
Still pretty strong, actually. Yeah.
Good
I said
going.
she was a yank.
Yeah, right, okay.
I remember the yank in the throat, and I remember going falling apart, all my masculinity ebbing away at the moment. Yeah, so that's good. What on earth do we talk about that for? Yeah, so you wouldn't need the mind reading because there is some element of it. The
Yeah.
useful things you might get from it, you've learned as a skill. And
Yeah, definitely. I always say watch the company you keep and watch the company they keep.
Mhm.
You get telltale signs on people.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's deep.
Yeah.
What's up? Yeah. George?
So this is my thing. I can't draw. So whatever I draw,
the abomination.
Demon
Yeah.
squiggles
and
everywhere.
like terrifying creatures, with like disproportionate.
Do you know, everyone
Like-
always says, "Oh, I can't draw a stick man," and I think that what the
Yeah,
world
that's what
would
I was
be.
thinking.
It would just
yeah.
be these
I was
scary,
think-
weird
yeah,
stick
like,
men.
Or like
Oh.
try and draw a cat. Could you draw a cat?
No, I've got no skill.
It would
in
look
those, I'm afraid.
terrifying
Yeah.
and like 2D. So
Oh,
there would just
so
be these like
a
monstrous
planet of abominations
Yeah,
that you've
yeah.
drawn.
So it'll have to be mind
And
reading.
then people will go, stop drawing, for God's sake. You don't have to do it for a job.
Oh, I guess I could pick the drawing and just not draw anything like I
Yeah, I
do
suppose
to
so.
this day.
Yeah.
That-
I suppose so.
yeah,
It's not like you get paid to do it.
Yeah.
People will be going, George, Jesus Christ, the world's full of these abominations.
Yeah, yeah.
Please stop drawing for the love of God. And
Yeah.
you're going, well, I don't know. Yeah, do it anyway.
Just keep going.
yeah.
Yeah.
So you can do that one and never use it, I suppose.
Yeah. I think that's probably best.
Because you don't want to read minds.
Oh
No. It's a lot.
I
Isn't it?
have a hard time wondering what people think of me anyway.
Oh,
let
okay,
alone
yeah,
actually
no,
knowing
fair.
what
Yeah,
people
that's
think
so
of me.
true.
That would be.
Yeah, I've got eggshell ego.
I would
Yeah.
be destroyed. Yeah.
That's a really
Unless
good point.
everyone's just like, he's all right.
I think they probably do.
Yeah.
Oh, but I always assume anyway that someone's going.
Yeah, me
sick
too.
Of my,
Yeah,
sick
yeah.
of my company, and
Yeah.
I always assume someone doesn't like me until say explicitly.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe I don't need or maybe I do need the mind reading thing because it'll either backfire, and as I suspect, people are thinking, "Fuck, what a dick," or they're going, "Oh, he's right, actually," and that'll be good for my
He's all right. Yeah.
self-esteem.
Maybe I probably would get that. I'm a pretty average person, so it's probably just like, yeah, he's all right.
I see you're a very likable chap, George. You've
Thank
got a
you.
lot
I
going
appreciate
for you.
that.
You
Yeah.
guys seem wonderful.
Yeah, we're
Give
right.
it a go. Yeah.
It's been a few
so
minutes,
down to
Georgie. Yeah,
earth.
you've been there in 20 minutes. You'll be wanting to get out of the
No,
garage.
I've got that special power, you know.
Oh, we vibe it.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
I
we
think
vibe it.
probably we have essentially that special power as well because we've both got similar
I think so.
responses
Yeah, I
to
think
our
so.
past. Yeah.
Maybe that's it. Maybe
I
that's
think
it.
you do pick it up, but you definitely pick it up from like relationships and stuff like that.
I was a tired little glasses up eye wipe.
Do you know what?
Yeah.
I was on the sofa. Yeah, I did that on camera as well. I was sitting on the sofa earlier and I was like, oh, I'm really tired. I wonder what it is. And then I was like, wait a minute. I've got a fresh wound on my chest. I'm probably in shock.
Oh,
Oh,
Yeah,
it drains you. I always
yeah.
think people forget this. It is like a procedure.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, you have to be prepared
And I was
for
like,
it.
I need to drive to Yeovil, like perform. I was, but it's all right.
Yeah, you're doing
Whatever,
good.
innit?
Well done, mate. That's
Yeah.
good.
I was like really shocked that you asked me to come on here because I was like, I don't know what people would want me to talk about.
What it is, we can be very dude heavy.
Yeah.
And what we want, and we always get much better retention and response if we talk to women, and it brings out a much better side of us. And so I just thought, man, what we need is like interesting local women who people would be interested to hear from, and also people who have successfully got their own business and have a story to tell. Okay. So it's like, hey, I was this and I've managed to push and transform myself into this.
I see you as like a local celebrity as well, right?
Do you know, I've heard that a few times, and it makes me so nervous.
But you worked in like the predominant tattoo shop of the area,
of
right?
Course,
everyone goes to Jeff's.
Yeah, great guy.
Yeah, and I've been going there since his old shop. Like I've been,
bro.
yeah, like for years and years and years. But also you've transformed.
I have.
Right? Yeah, you're a different person.
I am a completely different
Yeah,
person.
yeah.
So yeah, I had a really hard time. I think, don't get me wrong, I come from a wonderful family. I'm so blessed with my family. Like, they are amazing. If I was, God did great with them. I don't know what I did to deserve them. But yeah, I think, I don't know if it's the ADHD or what it is, but addictive personality like crazy. I am a wild cracker, I really am. But I'm very down to earth. I'm quite self-aware. But I got into a real big rut with my emotions and stuff. I could not regulate them or control them in any way, shape or form. And then obviously, I was drinking a lot of partying, and I just think I got on a point where it was so much easier being like that than it was dealing with life. And I don't know why. I don't know what happened. I don't know what triggered it. I'm not too sure. I think just a crazy wild teenager not understanding the world, I think. And then, it got to a point where I remember it was my younger sister. She got pregnant, and it was like kind of like the first of the sisters to have a baby, and I was buzzing. And she said to me, if you don't sort yourself out, she was like, I don't want you around the kid. Oh. And I was like, holy shit.
Wow.
I was like, I didn't realise that I affected other people that much, which obviously I did. And that was it for me. I was like, not a problem. And, I remember when I first sort of said, I'm going to go sober. And there was like a couple of occasions where a few friends had been like, oh, don't be boring and stuff like that. And, you have a couple of slip ups and things. And I remember, I think it was like an ex or something had said to me like, oh, you'll never do it. You'll never stop. You'll always be this
Some
way.
Motivation right
yeah.
there.
And I think he messaged me and he was like, you're not as strong as you think you are. And I was like,
that's why it was an ex, I suppose.
bet against me. I always say it now, bet against me, not a problem. I love it when people tell me I can't do something.
Good.
I think as a woman as well, it's like really important to just, for anyone obviously, but just really bloody go for it, especially when guys tell you can't do shit.
Yeah.
I'll do it all, and I'll do it twice as better than you can do it.
Yeah.
It's the same with the industry. It's a very male-dominated industry, the tattooing.
That's going to be one of my questions.
Yeah, for sure. Like, it's so male-dominated and stuff. And I'm sure my sister had an occasion once where a gentleman came in, obviously a long time ago now, and said, oh, I don't really want a girl to do it. Like, I want a guy. And I just think, I'm pretty sure Jeff was like, get out.
Yeah, I can imagine.
But, I think I think you've got to switch your mindset. I think when things used to happen, everyday life, I would use any excuse to go do something silly, like, oh, my car broke down, oh, get a bottle of wine out, like any excuse possible. Whereas now, like, I think I quite like it when things do go wrong, because I think when they go wrong and when I get into a really bad mindset, I can't get out of bed, things like that, I just think I can't wait to see what I evolve into next. Good. And I think you have to do that. You have to have that change in your head. Otherwise you're just going to keep kind of victimizing yourself and keep falling into these ruts. Like, I would say you're always human at the end of the day. We'll have slip-ups and stuff like that and whatnot, but I can tell you now, I feel a million times better now than I ever have done. Talking to your past self, if I knew what I knew now, I wish I could tell her.
Yeah.
I wish I could tell her. It's such a
But then
waste
it's
of a
But
life.
then it's coming. But it's not because
Yeah,
well,
but-
you
Yeah.
need
But you
her.
say a waste of a life. You've got years left.
Do you know what? I would never
like-
take any of it back.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
wouldn't take any of it back because I always say we go through things because it's universe is testing us to mold us into the people we're meant to be.
Absolutely, yeah.
So if you take it back, you're not going to be the person you are now, and I wouldn't take that away for
Oh,
anything.
you need her to be you. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's the best,
definitely.
yeah.
Definitely.
And that's good. And that's the truth. That's what I want to talk to you is there. Is the you can see your journey and you can see
Yeah.
just we want to speak to interesting women who have done something and developed and changed, and then
Yeah.
because that's the podcast is when we're not being silly and joking around. The podcast is a chronicling of our development from one place to another, and a lot of it happens sort of before the podcast and just like fatherhood and that sort of thing. But we're similar animals, you
Yeah.
and me, because that was my whole 20s was defined by just malingering, just going around Europe. Just and but I need which caused it just really manic stuff happening in Europe.
Yeah.
And so I remember like when it all ended, I turned up at my mum's house and I was just gone, having the worst come down you've ever seen because I was on like a 70-hour bus ride back from when I was like 2-week bender with these Irish blokes in Austria. And I turned up at my mum's house, and I stank, and I was gaunt, and I was going, "Fuck, Mum, I think I've made some terrible decisions along the way." And I was then it got worse. It got worse before the worst things I ever got was just before I met Misha. And everyone everyone who's listened to the show knows this story. It's this quite well known story now about what I was like before I met Misha. And then the point of that story is that I'd written all my sort of suicide notes and everything. And I just planned to just go, I'm so tired. I'm so tired. Nothing good has happened. I'm very ready to check out. And then Misha comes into the fold later on that day, as if that's why I would say to my past self, she's coming because and she's not coming when when you stop looking for her. The universe is just going to go, okay, there you go. Now you can rest, like she's here. And then things start to develop. And now, but then you have a son, and you have to go, oh my God, all those things. He has the potential to have all these personality quirks that could be superpowers, but otherwise can really drag you down. So I've got to be very mindful to learn about myself so that I can guide him and stop him self-destructing.
It is so important to learn those things about yourself when you have different personality traits.
What do you want to do now? Good. So you're on this sort of transformative journey, and you're doing really well. It's really good, and and from someone who knows, it's not always easy. And you deviate, you fall off, and then you get back on. But where do you see yourself going now? Like, who do you want to be? What's your plan going forward?
I don't know, but I'm really excited to find out. So excited. I mean, we've got like a few things going on now, like taking on a few more things. Obviously, we've got the studio. I've teamed up with my friend Laura. She's got Lotus Beauty in Yeovil. It's a new salon and it's amazing. But she's my laser tech. So we've got the laser machine and stuff. And we're just really trying to like spitball ideas on where we can go with it. We really want to get into doing a few more like community things. It's really important to do stuff for your community. I think you do the Pride of Yeovil.
Oh yeah, we do also.
Amazing. Love that. So yeah, there's like a few things I'd like to do. Maybe some more charity stuff and just, I don't know, maybe like a Yeovil tattoo convention. Who knows?
Oh.
Could do something, you
I'd be
know.
there.
There's room for it.
Yeah.
I
It
think
certainly
it would be
is.
exciting.
Yeah.
So I say you should create a life that you can't wait to wake up to.
Yeah,
That is the goal at the end of the
and
day.
I reckon I have, and I've always try and say, like, I'm always very excited to spend the day with my son or with Mish. In like even today, like she's poorly, and we just sort of sat around doing nothing. But it was nice because we got to just sort of be together and spend time together. And I reckon if you'd told me 10 years ago this is what my life would look like, you wouldn't believe it. Because there's no drugs, there's no drink, there's no hedonism. It's pure just love. Oh my God, I'm safe in this place where people love me and it's nice. And people, what I say is like, oh my God, there's people. I go home, people are happy to see me. That's a really nice thing. They're excited that I'm back. So so building that sort of life is key. And we can get lost because I think society tries to drag you in different directions when the fundamentals for being happy aren't that complicated.
No.
In have some kind of goal, do some kind of work, be part of your community, do some kind of charity work, be oriented in some kind of direction that's useful to yourself. Whereas otherwise you get a little bit lost, and it's so much easier to drag you from
People
place
need
to
a
place.
purpose.
Yeah,
They really do.
think
You
so.
need something to ground you and drive you and keep going.
Yeah.
But I think along the journey as well, I think a really important part of it was I got into this rut where I was like, I want to be here, I want to be here, I want to be doing better, I'm not doing better, and I'm really chasing this idea of where I want to end up,
Sure.
that I wasn't present. And
yeah.
I don't, what's that term they say, like the American dream?
Oh yes.
The American
yeah.
dream, that's not the dream when you get there. It's the process
Yeah,
up.
yeah.
It's so important to be present in it.
Like live for now. sort
Yeah,
of thing.
because
Yeah,
that's what builds you and molds you. And I think you have to enjoy it all and just
Yeah.
take it all in.
One of the things
Yeah.
I've heard recently is, like enjoy the process,
Yeah,
because the process is, you're already doing it. You're
Yeah.
already doing the podcast. You're already
Yeah.
doing
So
the fitness, the
in
mindfulness,
it.
everything like that. Yeah, you're already doing it. You're doing it right now.
Was there any more specific tattooing-based questions?
Like, what does it take to get into it? What was the first one you did? Did you just pick up a tattoo machine and give it a go, or was there more of a process?
Oh God! So my dad got me and my sister into it. He's a really good artist, and he would build tattoo machines and stuff. And obviously we didn't come from money. We used to go over there once a fortnight, and we would sit at the kitchen table, and he would chuck pens and paper down and say, whoever draws the best picture loves Daddy the most. And I love Daddy the most. And that was what we did, like every weekend. And I think, when Shannon must have been about 14, we just started tattooing him in the kitchen. Like, just as you did, do you know what I mean? And then obviously Shannon went on to get her apprenticeship with Jeff. She was like, I'm pretty sure she was Jeff's first apprentice. And then Ozzy came along.
I reckon she just started when I
Yeah,
started getting tattoos.
so she's
yeah.
years in. And and obviously I was so jealous. But I wasn't very artistically gifted. So she could draw these amazing pictures, and mine weren't that great. So I didn't quite fall into it like she did straight away. And I went and done every other job under the sun that you could ever think of. And I lasted about a year at all of these jobs, and I'd get so bored to the point where I didn't want to get out of bed. And I thought, you know what? I thought the thing I enjoy doing is trying to draw. So that's what I did. I quit my job and I just tried to draw every single day until I found a studio out in Wincanton, I think it was. I wasn't there for too long, and he took me on because he's seen that I was not going to give up. Just was not going to give up.
fair
You
enough.
could tell me no, and I wasn't going to accept it. And I worked for him for a little bit, and then I went and worked with Jeff and my sister, which was great. They took me in. Jeff actually said to me, he said, you can come in here and do your drawings while you're looking for like another studio. And I was like, oh my God, thank you so much. I never left. I was honestly there for like 5-6 years. Absolutely loved it. I think I'm about 8 years in now. Literally feels about 8 minutes. I still feel like an apprentice. So the fact that I've got one is really scary.
Yeah.
Like, it's terrifying, but it's wonderful.
Excellent.
I couldn't do anything else anymore.
Yeah.
I love all different art forms though. Do you know what I mean? I've been doing some like wall murals
Wow.
and like painting
Okay,
and doing some sign writing and stuff. And I think now that we're quite settled and we know what we like and what we do, I want to enjoy it and just take time off now and then and do other forms of
Sure.
art, and it's great. It's so fun.
Yeah. Hey, good answer.
Super rewarding.
You said earlier, but what I want to know is, is it scary to do like to tattoo on a person just in case, like, I suppose what I'm picturing is like you finish a tattoo and they go, how's my butterfly? And you go, oh my God, I did a skull. Is it scary to, I suppose, like, what if you make a mistake? And what if, like, that? I imagine there's a lot of pressure there.
When you
isn't
start, 100%. But I think when you start, you kind of like, I tattooed my dad my dad was the first person I tattooed, and then like one of his best mates I knew my whole life. Like, that's how you start. So you ease into it,
Yeah,
which
I
isn't so
suppose,
bad.
yeah.
I think the only time it's ever scary is when somebody comes in who's either another artist.
yeah.
So like, oh shit, I have to perform at maximum. Or if it's somebody who comes in and says, oh, I've got OCD and I'm really fussy, and I'm like, pressure. Great, thanks. But other than that, no, you just get in such a flow. I think
see.
daily life's so erratic, and then the minute you've got that machine in your hand, it is just
You're not the first person I've heard say that.
you're
Focused
in a
up.
different realm. It's great.
Yeah, that's good. That's what I like about podcasting. One of my favourite parts of the week is Tuesday, because I'm all in here by myself all day, and Saturday nights I end up sleeping on that fucking tiny sofa because I'm in here all night editing. Like this I'll edit this tomorrow night. So I'll start, I don't know, say 7 or 8, and I won't be done until sort of 4 or 5 in the morning.
Yeah, fair. Graph.
But it vanishes that time because I love doing it.
You're hyper-focused on it as well. It just goes like that.
I'll sit and smoke and drink some wine and just and then it's just it's bliss. It's
I
bliss,
say to everyone, when the clients come into the studio, I'm like, it's like a time warp in here. It's like 1 minute it's 10 o'clock and then you blink and it's 5.
Yeah.
And you're like, where the hell did that time go? But I think it's good because you're having fun.
Oh yeah, you're
Time
enjoying
flies.
it. Yeah, and you're doing
Yeah.
the thing that is what meditation is as well. It's like it's being right here doing a thing.
Yeah.
Like, I love emerging from I don't know if it's day or night when I emerge from the garage. I go, where's my family? What day is it? You know, because I've just been so conked in here. So yeah,
I can do it. I can get so lost in time when because I enjoy it so much.
Yeah.
And I think when you're in it and you're enjoying it so much, it just goes so fast. It goes crazy fast. But then that's scary as well because where's that 8 years gone? I was an apprentice yesterday, and I think it's the next 8 years going to go really fast. I was like, I'm really trying to slow down time. I think the meditation's really good for that because it's horrifying. how quick
I
it's
know.
going.
Oh, mate, I'm 33 with a child.
We're
I was
adults
18 20 minutes
now.
ago.
What the hell?
Yeah, it's really scary.
That's what happened to me when I hit 30. I didn't have like a thing. I didn't mind turning 30. I was fine with it, but I was like,
clock
time's
starts to
running
speed
out.
up
You know,
Yeah.
it's this bit scary.
This is what I
now.
thought. And if I knew now what I knew back then, I'd be a lot further along. But don't wish it away from
Well,
me.
no, like I
man.
said,
Yeah.
like I said, you needed her
Yeah,
to be you,
100%,
and
100%.
and like that, I think trying to orient all the different previous incarnations of myself, versions that I tried to sort of delete and pretend didn't exist, I actually need because there's a version of myself that was just horrible, and violent and horrible, and but I actually need I need his toughness. Otherwise, I'm never going to make it in a pool this large.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I can't be the softer version of me
Got
now.
a thick skin.
And the softer version of me now won't survive in a world where I need to be tougher to be the number one podcaster on earth. So actually, the version of myself that was much more violent, much more aggressive, I need a little part of him. I can't kill them all together, otherwise I won't make it. And so, again, all your different personality aspects, all the previous versions of yourself, into one super transformer, like a Power Rangers Megazord of all your other personalities, is actually a very useful way of looking at it.
Definitely.
So.
In the studio, we've got to be so diverse. You get so many different people from all walks of life come in with different stories and stuff. You've got to be really diverse with your personality.
Yeah, but you
It's
do.
wild.
Well, listen, I think we should put a bow on it there.
Okay.
Because that is really good. It's lovely. You're a very good talker.
Okay.
So I don't want to knock you out, and I just want to. That's really good.
Mm.
Yeah. Is there anything like sort of last minute dire ones you need to ask?
No, I don't think so. I think we captured
Yeah,
it.
we
You guys
did.
come back if you want to. If you come back in the future, if you.
I would
want
love
do
to.
it again.
I'd love to. I really enjoyed it. Yeah.
But I bet as soon as you go, we go, bollocks, should have asked her about this, and we should have. But that's right. But what we've got so far is really, really good. And,
Thank you for having me. It's been great.
It's been lovely talking to you. Where can people find you?
So our studio is based in Crewkern. It's Skin Ink Tattoo Studio. We also have, obviously, Laura has my laser machine at Lotus Beauty in Yeovil.
Nice.
So we're kind of in both places, like
Nice.
floating around,
Yeah.
hoping to expand and
And
stuff.
how can
so.
people sort of reach out to you if they want a tattoo or if they want?
So if you want for booking inquiries, it would be Instagram and Facebook. I am really bad at messages. It is my one fault. I'm so sorry. All my clients are sat at home now going, why is she on a podcast and not replying to my inquiries? But manic life, manic mind.
Sure.
I do get around to doing them. But yeah, just on socials, to be fair. Or just come on in. I love a chin wag. I'll put the kettle on. I'm not too bothered. Obviously, we're normally tattooing all day, but I don't mind.
Okay, cool. And producer George, where can people find you?
You can find me on YouTube. I am the Good Lad Gamer. I make Raid Shadow Legends content. And I'm growing. I'm getting there. Yeah.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, come and
cool.
join me.
Very good, very good, very good. And you can find the rest of us at The Steve Kalish Show. The Steve Kalish Show on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. We're everywhere trying to just sort of see what sticks. And kalismedia.com. There you can find the Pride Oval Awards and everything else that we have going on right now. And make sure you get yourselves to Graham's windowsanddoors.co.uk. They're the sponsors of this episode. That's Graham's windowsanddoors.co.uk. I said, should I say that like a normal human says things? That's Graham's windowsanddoors.co.uk. Georgie, thank you for doing this. I really, honestly, I was nervous messaging you because we were going to do it last year, and I did put in the group, Drake and Georgie want to do it. so we're really chuffed that you said
No, thank
yes,
you so much for having me. It's been so nice talking to you guys.
Yeah, you too. Yeah, you're a great guest. George, good to see you, bud.
Thank you. And you. Second time this week. Bit
Yeah,
weird, isn't it?
maybe too many. Maybe one
Yeah,
too many.
yeah.
And, all right. And listener, thanks. Oh, please, listen to this. Please, listener. Go to Spotify. click the follow button and leave us a 5-star review. We literally can't get to the top of the Spotify mountain if you people don't start doing that. Or I'm just saying it in a less aggressive way.
Yeah. Don't stop doing that.
Do the thing. So, listener, please get yourselves, if you want, to Spotify, if you want. Click follow, if you feel like it, and leave a 5-star review, if you've got time. I've been Steve Kalis, and this is the Steve Kalis Show. Thank you for listening. I headbutted that.
Yeah.
I forgot to be very
Do you need
audible.
to do it again?
I do, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening. Oh, fuck it.
Ciao, ciao, ciao.
I'll do. Ciao, ciao, ciao.
Hiya, you're right. Hi, everyone.